He engineered a new brand of terror against the state of Israel.
Who killed thousands of people, kids, women.
A master bomb maker orchestrating an army of suicidal soldiers.
Yehiya Ayyash has become the mastermind of the suicide attack.
He was determined to kill as many Israelis as possible.
He sent a very clear message.
For the Palestinians, he became a hero. For the Israelis, Yehiya Ayyash, the engineer, was their most crucial target.
And then the engineer became to be not just a name but a symbol. Therefore, it was so important for us to kill the symbol.
His reign of terror was coming to an end. The engineer had to die.
Osama bin Laden's terror network.
Cowards who committed this crime.
Forgive the drug kingpin.
Justice for these killers will be swift.
Dead or alive, we're gonna get him.
January 5th, 1996, Bethlehem Village, Gaza Strip. It is the most intense manhunt in Israeli history. 27-year-old Palestinian Yehiya Ayyash, aka The Engineer, has been responsible for the deaths of over 100 men, women, and children. In one of the most secret operations ever conducted, the Israelis will mount an audacious and brutal plan of retribution. Arrest orders are superseded. The engineer is now targeted for death. The Jewish state of Israel has been in bloody conflict with the Palestinians and its Arab neighbors ever since its creation in 1948. War in the cradle of three of the world's great religions captures the intense scrutiny of Western media.
In 1988, I came to Israel to cover the first Intifada, which was a sort of general uprising in the occupied territories against the Jewish authorities.
Best-selling author Mark Bowden followed the conflict in Israel as a reporter for the Philadelphia Inquirer.
Just about every day, there would be groups of Palestinian kids who would organize, in some cases, a large organized demonstration and attack Israeli forces with stones. They'd be fired on by rubber bullets and tear gas, and sometimes worse.
In the violently charged atmosphere of the West Bank and the Gaza Strip, the Islamic resistance movement known as Hamas thrives under the leadership of their spiritual guide, the quadriplegic Sheikh Ahmed Yassin.
Hamas is a fundamentalist Islamic organization within the occupied territories that began as a social network to provide social services and to set up Islamic schools for children in the West Bank and Gaza, but has a very militant arm.
Dr. Mahmoud al-Zahar is the Hamas political delegate in the Gaza Strip.
Our aim is not only to liberate our land, but also our aim is to establish a pan-Islamic state which is controlled by Islam. Actually, Israel is a foreign body, and medically foreign body is not accepted.
To oust this foreign body from Palestinian soil, Hamas promotes grassroots resistance by any available means. To keep the aggression in check, Israel relies on their elite counter-terrorist and espionage force known as the Shin Bet.
Shin Bet is the internal Israeli security force, equivalent to the FBI in the United States.
Ronnie Shaked spent 12 years investigating Hamas as an agent for the Shin Bet.
When the first Intifada started, the Hamas people knew that this is the time that they have to change, to go up a little bit, upgrade their work to make jihad. Jihad, it's mean to start to fight in all means, not just by praying, not just by preaching in the mosque, but to take weapon in the hand and to fight against the Jewish, the Israeli, the enemy.
Palestinian children in the occupied territories are raised in a climate charged with a call for defiance. A young student from the West Bank town of Rafah would grow up to be their most powerful weapon. A devout Muslim, Yehiya Ayyash had grown up in a society fueled by hatred and revenge towards Israel. At the age of 19, he is accepted to the university in the West Bank town of Ramallah.
And in the university, he started studying engineering, and he graduated from Birzeit University.
Soon married and with a new son, Ayyash wants to provide for his family away from the oppressive environment of the West Bank.
He tried to go out to continue his studies in Jordan, but the Israeli people, I don't know what was the reason, they didn't give him permission to go outside of the country.
Denied by Israeli authorities and trapped in the poverty-stricken town of Rafat, Ayyash begins to seek revenge.
He was studying how to build bombs.
In the Palestinian territories, word of a talented engineering student soon spreads. Hamas is eager to recruit those with the potential to raise the level of their fight.
They had enough people to take a Kalashnikov or to take a weapon in his hand and to go and shoot on the Jewish people. They need real engineer to work and to build the bombs.
As the outside world pressures the region for peace, 27-year-old Yehiya Ayyash hones his skills as a bomb maker under the guidance of Hamas. Meanwhile, 6,500 miles away on October 13, 1993, a peace accord secretly negotiated in Oslo, Norway, is being signed in the United States.
President Clinton staged a big signing ceremony for the accord, at which Rabin, who looked like he was about to faint with distaste, was leaned over and tentatively shook the hand of Yasser Arafat. It was an historic photograph.
For thousands of grateful Israelis and Palestinians, the accords are the first step towards a peaceful coexistence. For many others, however, an accord for peace would ignite nothing but fury.
This is injustice, will not convince anybody, will not satisfy our people. What about the right of return?
The agreement rejects the right of thousands of displaced Palestinians to return to their homeland. Hamas will not budge from its stated goal, the total destruction of Israel. But there are many Israelis who also oppose any notion of peace with the Palestinians.
Israel itself has radical religious factions and right-wing factions, and these people would regard any gestures toward conciliation with the PLO to be betrayal of the state of Israel.
With the Oslo Accords less than 6 months old, nobody could predict the actions of one Brooklyn-born physician.
It was the 25th of February, 1994, in a very cold day in Hebron, 5:30 in the morning. He went into the cave of the Machpelah. That's one of the most holy mosque, holy synagogue for the Jewish people. And while the Muslims were praying there, he shot them in the back.
A man wielding an assault rifle fires 110 rounds before a mob stops him, bludgeoning him to death with a fire extinguisher. Dr. Baruch Goldstein, a fanatical right-wing Jew from a nearby Israeli settlement, had killed 29 Palestinians and seriously wounded 70 others.
Let's get it out, people! What they did to him! What we did to him!
As word of the massacre spreads, angry mobs begin to form around the mosque. Israeli soldiers, fearing for their own lives, fire into the crowds.
It was a terrible shock to all the people, especially to Hamas people.